Good morning. Hold on. There we go. Hi, everybody. Good morning. How are you? There it is. Sound, please. Thank you. There we go. There she are. Pino, I'm sorry. I forgot I have to open Mix It Up. If you would try the star thing again, because I turned off the cooldown for now. Thank you. I need you to do it again so that I can turn the cooldown back on. But anyways, hi. Good morning. Get myself all set up here. Okay. We're gonna... Thank you. I appreciate that, Hoon. We're gonna kill a snake today. How about it? Also, how's the game volume? Let me get it to a point where someone's talking. How about that? That'll probably be easier for you to tell. Oops. Oh, raise the cost of VIP. Pino, I need you to do the star thing. Please. But also, I will raise the cost of VIP again. There. Thank you. Let me turn that cooldown back on. There we go. It'd be good. Good, okay. We about to go murder a bad guy. Thank you for the happy dance. Appreciate it. Also, good morning, Reese's. Good morning, Hoon. Good morning, Asher. Hello.
Where is that treasonous food?
I'm just here, man. I'm not. Good morno. I'm not a treasonous fool. I'm just a man running through the streets.
No, Eudoros is at the back.
Where's my... There it is. Do they hate it when you climb things in this one like they do in the OG?
This area is off limits.
It is? Oh, the Royal Palace. Interesting. Anyway. The Royal Scribe's office. Yes, you have Parmesan to go play VR. I will not hold you hostage in my chat, I promise you. Crying now because it's gonna take forever for me to get VIP. Listen, when this all started, I was like, this will be great. Everyone will redeem, lower the cost, and eventually it will be possible for someone to buy it. And then the first day, Asher was like, bet. And he implemented the suggest a channel point redeem and immediately added raise the cost. Thank you for the lower the cost. We'll go do that. Asher chose violence, is what I'm saying. I'm unhinged. I'm unstoppable. Truly, truly. Is there somebody around here? Can I actually... No. We have beef because of this. I know. Sneaky Snek. You better squash it. I'll break the Smash Bros. No items. Final destination. Y'all are funny. Where am I? Oh, it's a hedge. I'm like, what am I stuck on? Oh. I'm not here. You're seeing
Something
things,
is not
bud.
right.
You should go to the doctor.
Eyes open, File.
What is it, File?
Hey!
You're gonna watch him die, though. That's cool. Anyways, looking right at me. Saw nothing. Can I safely climb this wall? Oh, shit. Anywho's. There be people everywhere, yo. Found him. Yeah. There's a lot of people over here. By a lot, I mean two. Interesting how I don't have anywhere to hide. Interesting. Stop walking my way, yo. Stop it. It's not... I don't concern you, my guy. Oh, you're just gonna stand there next to the ballista? Okay, fine. I'm gonna assassinate you then. If that's cool with you. Your peripheral vision sucks, by the way. Okay, cool. What else we got over here? This is a catapult. This is a whole ass catapult. Alright, that's fine. We chill. Ooh, we not chill. We not chill. We not chill. Maybe I can assassinate him around a corner. Let's find out. Got him. You thought. I don't know what you thought, but you thought. Alright, we continuing on our adventure. Our murder venture, if you will. Oh, I stole something from him. I need to get this last guy over here, and then I can go get the guy I'm actually after. That's right, you did. What are you gonna do about it? I don't need that because I've got all my weapons. Okay. Alright, so what are we looking at? How do I get in there? How do I get in? Where's the door? Or a window, maybe? Can't exactly go in the front door on the ground level. Thank you for the goose honk, Benny. Good morning. Welcome in. How are you? Oh my god. Thank you for the goose honk, Salty. Alright, there's these two fuckers down here. Do I have the thing where I can, like, assassinate and then assassinate again? Do I have that? Did I get that? I don't think I got that yet. No, of course not. I need 3 ability points. Okay. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. Because there's guards everywhere. Let's maybe find a back door. Is there a back door into this place? Because I already killed everybody back here. Or so I thought. How are you alive, my guy? Nope. Okay, fine. Ow, my legs, apparently. I'm doing pretty good today, Benny. How are you? Oh. Don't be scared. You're dead now. Drop on you? Yep. Okay, we're in. I'm in. There's a lot of scrolls in here. Nothing? I'm not here. You're hearing things, dude. Don't be scared, you're dead now. Lumi 2022.
Die!
Shit. Well, I can't just assassinate both of them. Can I get any of them? Yep, okay. I got the big guy.
Time to die!
He's just gonna stand here and let me do that. That's fine. Thank you for the sheep scream, Benny. Good talk, good talk, good talk. Stairs, here we go. Sun is blinding. Holy shit. I'm not gonna do that quite yet. Clearly that is the next course of action. But first, theft. Okay, now I suppose I'll go in here like I'm supposed to. Oh. We're investigating. Okay.
Looks important. Looks important.
Okay, looks
Locked.
important. Locked, okay.
These are the rooms of the royal scribe.
The reign of Ptolemy Theos as recorded by the royal scribe. Uh-oh. Ooh, a broken ladder.
A ladder.
Can I unlock it?
Looks important.
Need item to interact.
Locked.
Do I need to go find a key off of someone? Where? missing something here. Can I break it? No. So I looked at that one. I looked at that one. Am I missing something? Nobody told me I needed a key. Nobody said I needed one. Alright, let's see. Let's go back downstairs. Oh.
Hey, wait.
Nope. Oh, that was dumb, actually. Anyway, did any of you have a key? Doesn't look like it, just money. I'm just gonna have a pile of poisoned dead bodies down here. Is this like it for the, is there no extra room for me to go to? Hello? I need a key, apparently. Wherefore art thou? Key. Alright, we're gonna Google this. We're gonna Google this shit. Who has a key that I need? Who is the snake? Key. Key. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's at the top of a shelf on the south wall. Okay. The real key is the friends you've made along the way. You are so right, Asher. You are absolutely correct, my friend. Which one of you fuckers is the south? Oh, okay. It does ping it for me. I'm not used to looking up. I'm short. Like, I look down to when I... No! It said climb the statue to get up there. Hello? Okay. That's good. That's a good job.
Ah, a key.
We gotta find it.
Official papers. This chest belongs to the royal scribe himself, Eudoros. Huh? False bottom.
Y'all can hear the game okay?
A letter.
Esteemed Ibis, the Pharaoh remains compliant and is our puppet in all things. Act with caution in Siwa. The murder of the Heron was but the first. 2 from among us here in Alexandria have also been killed. However, the situation is under control. Gennadios is actively questioning the populace. We commend your efforts, Ibis. Long life.
Oof.
Stamped with the seal of the snake.
The snake.
The snake is Eudoros, the royal scribe.
Interesting development.
I have said that the royal scribe is often at the bathhouse. I will kill that naked ear that Eudoros there.
Oh. Never mind. We'll go downstairs. My collection of dead bodies is gone. Strange. He's coming right this way. Bro, there's guards everywhere. Anyway. I just want to
Stay
get out of
awake,
here.
Adolphe.
Oh,
No
what?
getting jumped.
Yeah, you're gonna get jumped, actually.
Steady on.
You're gonna get jumped. Okay, bye. Alright. Oh! Let me just... real quick, actually. And we're leaving. Okay, I can't get in the bush. The water's not deep enough to hide in. We're just crouch walking and no one can see me, actually. I escape all of their visions via crouch walking. Super sneaky way of life. Super sneaky foolproof way of life. Crouch walking. No one will ever see you. Actually. Truthfully. 1000%. Snooper. Snooper Seeky. Nope. Bye. Is there anything down here? No. Just fishies. Let's go assassinate this piece of shit, shall we? Sounds like a great family outing. Fishy. Hello, boatman.
Una pomisa ste budete. Hej, a da insesti. Oftanus ina eoron abolesen.
Okay. Shall we go on a field trip to assassinate the bad guy?
Alogos praxis.
That sounds good to me. Ugh. Oh, there's a treasure in here. Okay. Oh, but there's also some bad guys here. I mean, I suppose that makes sense if there's treasure here.
Hey!
What? No.
Hey, what?
No.
Hey, what?
You cannot. Got you.
Ooh, 22. Ow. Fucking Christ. Got him.
You can't
Oh,
outrun
where did you come from? Hello?
Die, worm.
Snuck up on me there, buddy. No, I don't want to do that. I want to get this open. There we go. This is my stuff now. I'm sure you're aware. You should be used to this. Everything you think is yours is mine. Cool, good talk.
Oi, tis meizonos afrosinis.
Let's get him. Don't burn yourself, dingus.
Have you prepared the various treaties?
I've prepared
have.
something.
I'd like to have a look. Especially the one meant for Herod.
Can I just go in this door, or do I just need to... Yep, okay. I'm mentally preparing myself for murder. Is it just gonna be a cutscene and do it for me? Oh! Where did my clothes go? Me just wearing my assassin's blade on my wrist like it's no big deal. Yes, this is a tattoo.
Aristo is taking Eudoros to court for plagiarism. No. I was visiting the docks and heard it from Aristo's wife herself.
His wife? She works herself into histrionics over nothing.
Eudoros stole whole paragraphs from Aristo's book about the Nile.
I just walk in front of you. I mean, I'm just here to take a bath. Ooh, I'm just here to take a bath.
I love how he chooses his
No big
horses.
deal.
The building alone is worth it. Have you seen his wife? Look up at that expansive ceiling. Simply divine.
I hope he's ready to be murdered.
Is everything to your liking, my lord?
Can I
The
just...
water is a bit tepid. Hey, you! Stop! Such incompetence.
Why are you yelling at me?
Hey, are you drunk?
Okay. Gotta do what you gotta do.
There!
Anyway. What was I supposed to do? Assassinate them too? Oh, don't. No, you die. I stabbed you. By all rights, you should be dead. You should not be able to fight back. Gross. Oh, there we go. Damn. We brutal up in here. It is ass creed. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Die! And be done with it!
May the gods curse you. What cause have you to kill me?
Plenty.
It was you who murdered my son before my eyes!
You are a fool.
At the temple! In Siwa!
That forsaken shithole? I had nothing to do with that disaster.
Oh my.
It is too late for your lies. Anubis awaits. It is worth the loss to slay the snake at last.
The snake. The snake will never die.
Snek. Sneaky Snek.
Son of Apep, the Lord of the Duat awaits.
Oh. Not there being more guards. Escape the bathhouse. Okay, sure. Real easy. I don't have any tools.
Eudoros, killed!
No?
Oh, dear gods, he's been murdered.
No.
Look at the blood!
But he was so handsome.
I just...
It's
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring a fist fight. I'm gonna bring a fist fight. Sure. Oh, that's a dead end.
Give
That's a
it! Got
dead
you!
end.
Alarm! To battle!
Run. Dodge. Run.
I heresy
Dive.
Parmen tueru!
Get out of conflict. They're fucking everywhere. What do you mean?
The boatman is coming for you. What you're trying to be.
Won't escape, you son of a whore!
They know exactly
Got
where
you
I am.
now.
What do you mean?
Die,
they're out of
idiot!
conflict?
Follow me!
Oh
You
my
Snek.
goodness. But he was so handsome. Ooh. Hide me, hide me.
Got you.
No, it's fine actually. No. Ow. Literally, ow. Oh, snap. Wait. I don't know what this is gonna do. We're gonna... Oh! Alright. No, that was...
Travel, brother! This way!
Stop throwing shit at me! How am I supposed to get out of conflict? I don't understand how I'm supposed to get out of conflict. They literally have their fucking hands on me the
There!
whole time.
Come on, lads! This way!
The gods have some other purpose for me.
If it moves, kill it!
See? Thank you, camera, for nothing. Ow.
This way, brother!
I'm gonna drop kick, I know. I'm supposed to escape there. I can't just hide. What do they expect me to do? Let me see, let me see. Okay, so it says climb up the wall to the left where I assassinated him. Here?
Eudoros,
There's
killed!
walkways up here.
Oh, dear gods! He's been murdered! Look at the blood! But he was so handsome!
It's
He
Eudoros
was
for
so
soul.
handsome. Come on, there we go. Okay. See, if only that was more obvious, I wouldn't have just been flailing for my life a moment ago.
Report!
Not a thing.
Not the taking forever to exit. Oh my god. But it was so handsome. Oh, I lost a finger at some point. I didn't notice when that happened. When did that happen? When did I lose a finger? Now I'm just missing a finger. What? Did anybody see when that happened? When did I lose a finger? I'm so confused. The bathhouse outfit. I mean, you make a good point that they're all missing that finger, but like, for the longest time, I had it. But I had it this whole time. Maybe, well, okay. To be fair, I got the wrist blade, and then I went and did a bunch of side quests. So I guess, as far as the story is concerned, that's the first time I've used it. So that's probably what happened. Why suddenly I don't have a finger. No more fingy. The bathhouse towel. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the scream, Penny. He's dead now. Oh, okay. Royal scribe Ptolemy Eudoros was one of the puppet masters of the pharaoh. He met his death in Alexandria's opulent bathhouse thanks to Bayek's newly acquired hidden blade, although he did manage to exact limited vengeance, the loss of Bayek's ring finger. But was Eudoros in fact the snake? Look at it! I lost my fingy! What's the next part of the story? Main quests. Go back to Aya? Speak to Aya. Okay. Aya! Here we go. Aya, I lost my fingy. It hurted. Oh, apparently I can't climb that wall right there. I'm playing Assassin's Creed. This is Assassination Tuesday. Jackie? Jackie! Thank you for the happy dance, Benny.
My dearest.
The Snek and Gennadios are dead. It was Eudoros. He died flailing in the baths.
I wish I had been there.
Are we gonna have sex again, please? Please, no. Guys, don't look, it's awkward.
My wife. My wife.
Okay. Or save you can look. I'm just getting started. I got a trophy. My wife. God damn it, Benny. I'm awake.
D.
Hey, I was wondering if I should pull you out. Your adrenaline and BP are elevated, and it's affecting your heart rate and hormonal markings.
I wonder
Serotonin
why.
and oxytocin in particular. What happened in there?
Aya's here.
Who's Aya?
My ex-wife. I could feel her nearby.
You can feel her? Pretty sure that's the bleeding effect. Along with Bayek's memories, you're also experiencing his emotions.
No, you dork. I think she's actually in this cave. Spouses usually share the same tomb.
A second mummy? We should really report to Abstergo.
Maybe after I find Aya.
I'm gonna call it in if you don't.
Deanna, no! If you do it their way, I'll get no credit. They'll cut me out like always.
Okay.
There.
What is it?
The bleeding effect is leading me to Aya.
Oh, great.
Oh.
More fuel for your superhero complex.
I'm following a ghost. Where are we going?
She's down there.
Hydrate and stretch. I
My
will do
turn for a
that.
leap of faith.
My turn for a leap of faith.
Leap of what? You're in no condition to do any leaping?
Well, give me a second. I gotta stretch it out first, and then I'll leap. Ugh. Gotta get all nice and warmed up before you jump off a cliff.
Still haven't found Aya.
Splashed water on my nose. There we go. Ooh. By all rights, I should have smacked my head on that fucking
That's
wall.
cold.
How the hell did she get down here?
So, Ms.
I was right, she's here.
Oh, there you are, thank God.
Oh.
I can almost taste the blood.
Okay, you're making less and less sense, Layla. We need to report.
Not yet.
Not yet? So when?
Deanna, you need to calm down and let me do my thing, okay?
Well, I can't chew my way out of here.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing now?
Being as an assassin.
And it's hard, so... Scuti, will you?
Fine. Let me know when you get to the top.
Whee! Oh! Hello? Was I supposed to jump? Imagine if you just like woke up from a nap and could suddenly parkour like this. I had a dream I was an assassin and now I am.
I'm going back in.
Oh.
Why?
I took a DNA sample from Aya. I want to see her memories.
Oh, I get to be
Look,
Aya now?
I get that you're excited, but the more risks we take, the worse things could go for us.
It's my dream on the line here. Let me do this my way.
I did it my way. I think I have papers around here somewhere, but I can't do the little, like, assassin vision thing. I'm pretty sure I've got some of my papers out here. Oh.
Adding Aya's DNA to the chamber.
It'll take time to sequence. You won't be able to sequence her memories right away. Layla, something else you should know.
Smug smile.
Since you're mixing gene sequences in an uncontrolled manner, the transition between memories will likely be unpredictable.
I'm comfortable with unpredictability.
Yeah? Well, I'm worried.
You always are.
Yes, let's go. I don't want to be a normal, everyday, future person. I want to be an assassin. Thank you. Playing Assassin's Creed, not Scientist's Creed. Thank you. Screen, though. Excuse me, Mr. Loading Screen, if you could please hurry up, thank you. I want to play the game. Let me play.
Oh. I told you! The Animus hasn't finished interpreting Aya's DNA yet!
Uh-oh.
Fine. Fine.
Okay. What's happening?
What is it?
The Snake. What if he was not the last?
Of course he was the last. They are all dead. Justice is done. If there's any question, Apollodorus will know. He knows all.
And where will I find this man who knows so much?
He is with Cleopatra. But find his man first near the Hippodrome.
Hippodrome.
Hey!
I'll tell Phanos that Gennadios is dead and meet you later. Enjoy the Hippodrome.
Oh my God, I
Don't
have
lose all
clothes
your
again.
money at the races.
That would be the Genshin controls to pull up the map. Anyway. Where is my target? Here it is. I guess I'm literally as close as I'm gonna get to this. Here we go. Oh. Don't break legs. Don't be like me. Don't break your legs.
Θηρίου, εδώ τι μου παραγγείλεσαι τάχα.
I'm looking forward to a little slow torture later.
What? Slow torture? No, thank you.
Where is that treasonous fool?
Ow.
You will find that filthy beggar now.
Sir, I believe he's an actor.
What's happening? Oops, oops. Just walking through the market, all the food. Squish, squish. Yahoo! Who needs streets when you can climb everything?
Ηλικιώτης ανθρώπων, ούκ έχει πέρας.
Oh. Oh, alright, okay, alright, okay. Damn.
Hey, ακούει με καλώς δυνάστε.
I break my legs less when I remember to press the dodge button when I land. It's a cool trick. Just ruined all their grapes. I think those were grapes. I could have called my horse, but I forgot I had one. So, we hoofing it. Getting in our daily steps, you know. Oh, immediately target is located. Alright. I also want to go pick up that side quest. Get those daily steps, gamers. Which one of you has the...
His name was Icarus, the glory of the Raucous Hippodrome, the master.
Side quest real quick. Gather it. Pick it up. Take it away.
Sennifer, is it you?
Bayak, you sour-faced one. I am Claridas now.
Leonard Claridas.
What are you doing here?
What is happening?
Icarus was 1,000 times better than you!
Who's going to lead you greens now, Malakia?
You're a babe at the teat. You think you can win the Cursus Magnus? Horse shit!
Leave Nicaeus alone. Icarus's death was a dark day for all of us. Let him weep in peace.
What is happening? Haha. Stepped in the poop. That's what he gets. That's what you get.
Is Aya with you?
Ah, hey, I'm alone.
I was just asking.
Ask my foot next time.
No matter. Join us at the tavern later. Hmm?
Hmm?
I am Bayek. Aya sent me to speak to Apollodorus.
Shh. I'm sure you can appreciate that my master takes precautions concerning those he meets.
I have a question only he can answer.
I will tell him you seek his counsel, and that Aya recommends you. Wait for tonight. If he sees fit to meet you, you'll be found near the lighthouse then. Until then, the Hippodrome's commemorating one of its greatest racers. Plenty of drinking and festivities, along with the races themselves, of course, if that appeals.
Races. Welcome back, Hoon. How is the world of Ver? Fun, I guess. Well, okay. Don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Ooh. Let's give this a shot. Tutorial race. Bullying children, always fun, right? Oh, my hair is gone. Okay.
Yeah!
Need to make those whales skin.
I got 4 horsepower.
Are you drunk or what? Good job.
I would like to beat this man.
Stay on my day.
I'm not so good at this. Much more aerodynamic.
Get behind me. Come on, get behind. Nice, drop
For a tutorial, I'm not winning. is it rigged? Oh, trample his chariot, huh?
Pull up alongside me!
Move up next to him. Oh. Oh, I see. Interesting.
Better brace next time!
Brace yourself against the
Run me! Come on, come on, let's race!
Wait a minute, he's cheating.
Come on, one more lap!
Oh, crap.
Not bad, but you'll have to do better in the race.
Hey, you win the tutorial? Jeez. I guess we'll give it a shot. Maybe the tutorial's rigged.
Victory hasn't escaped him yet.
Guess if we don't fight amongst yourselves, I'll be up here.
One more lap. This race was won for the ages. There is no doubt.
Went from first to third real fast. Stinky.
is a day we won't soon forget. What a glorious race!
I got this. Maybe. I got this.
An extraordinary victory for the Siwa!
Let's race. One more race. Let's go. Let's go.
Three, two, one, race! The competitor with the most points after 4 races will win the tournament!
Excuse me. I don't know what happened, but suddenly I'm in this place. I've been very confused. It's very dusty.
The Siwan is still in the race!
Overcoat.
This race will be talked about for years to come by those who witnessed it. Who will win?
I got this. I got this. I got this. No, I don't got this. He cheated! No! He cheated! I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. First was mine. First was mine. What is that trophy? Win the first Hippodrome tournament. I don't know how much I won, but... Excuse me. That forever loading screen, though. Hippopotamuses are mostly harmless unless you venture into their territory. And then look out. So this is where he shows up. Hello, can I fast travel? He is in my way? That's fucking rude, though. Alright. Let me grab my horsey. What? Anyway. There we go.
Whoa.
Oops, my bad, I trampled you. Whoops. Careful now, there's civilians afoot. Casually going through someone's backyard. It's fine. Pardon, pardon. Thank you. There's another quest out here? Oh, I broke a fence. My bad. Oh, I broke another one. My bad. I am a menace. I don't want to do it. Oh, there it is. I don't want to do it right now. Uh-oh.
Mighty.
Somebody's dead.
Nebet, what grief has swallowed you?
We came to pay our respects to Icarus, to make an offering for him, to ride victoriously in the next life. But...
Gently now. I'm listening.
Blue ruffians came at us. They jeered at our sorrow. And when my Halius spat in their faces, they struck him down. They killed him. Then stole a bust of Icarus and ran. Now, my younger son, Icarius, has gone off towards the shore, chasing after those blue demons. I fear he'll join his brother. We came to mourn our hero, and now my family is destroyed. Please, Medjay, save my last son. Don't let his life end today.
Go back to your home. Try to rest. I will find him and bring him back to you.
Oh. Did you see that? My horse lost all texture for a second. We're gonna save that. We are going to go save this child again from the blue hooligans. Sidetrack, side quest. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. Pardon me. Let's see. Probably want to get off my horse.
Best not to draw attention here.
Okay, so what have we got?
I can't believe this idiot tried to attack all of us. I've always said green fans are the...
Oh. No? Hello? You don't see nothing. I'm not. No, I'm not here. But you can come this way and I'll get you.
Hey!
Could be. I'm with you.
They're just like, nope,
Oil?
Oh! I mean, that works.
Feel that?
Anyway.
Going mad, Phil.
I scared him. He broke the thing of oil and
Can't see
burned
anything.
himself to death. Oops. Come here.
No surprises, don't worry.
I can get at least one of you this way. Oh, I guess I can get both of you eventually. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Let's do this.
Hey, hold on.
You're dead. Congratulations.
Hey now!
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. Come here. I'm just a bush. And now you're dead. I got you.
Quiet. I'm here to get you back to your mother.
They murdered my brother.
Time to go home.
Wait,
I did it.
Medjay. These sagging cocks stole
Oh.
a bust of Icarus that my mother had prepared for the great Charioteer's memorial.
Well,
They
that's
threw
an
it in the
insult.
river to defile it and bring a curse upon the Prasina Green Racers. We need it.
Let me get you to your mother first.
No. You must retrieve it before it is lost for good, or else my mother will never recover from her despair.
She only cared
I
about
can
you.
make it home, but I am too weak to find the bust. Please, find the bust of my namesake and bring it back to my mother.
As I must.
As I must. Oh, the way this guy was just here the whole time that was happening. Sorry. Was it under the water? Yeah, cool. Let's go for a swim. Just swimming through a lily pad, no big deal.
Even in death, you ignite their passions, Icarus. Let's get you where you belong.
While I am over here, I'm really close to this quest, so I'm gonna do that. Just layering quests along the way, you know.
Some awesome soup.
Awesome soup?
تعالي ونحجى نفنت.
Excuse me, Mr. Booty Singh.
دخل يا أحمد كسر إرصاد.
Άλογος πράξεις. Αλόγοντρο.
Where is this town? Calm down.
I saw you right last month.
Me just being able to assassinate them? What?
So I said, it's not your pig I'm talking about, it's your wife.
Okay.
Oh, Bayak! How long has it been? A decade? More?
You left Siwa a long time ago, huh? And you left your name behind too.
I had to. Claridaz is a name better suited for the Hippodrome.
Remember the horses we rode outside
Apparently I just
Siwa?
killed his buddies.
Those nags. I thought you would never leave that shithole. Siwa. Small, poor, and ugly.
Sir.
The only beauty there was Aya. Has it changed much? Has she?
Things change. People change.
Hi, Boo. Good afternoon.
I
How
need
are
another
you?
drink.
That face, though. People do change. I'm assuming this used to be his friend. I am also tired. I will be needing coffee today.
I overheard Claridas say you once rode together. My father sponsors the Prasina Greens, and we are in need of a mighty racer.
I'm only here to drink and forget.
Leave him alone, Nikias. Real men are drinking here tonight. Bayek, come. Let me show you something inspiring. Huh?
I like that they drink their alcohol from bowls. Oh, am I drunk? I'm drunk. Oh, wait, there's something here. Nope, can't do anything about it. I'm trying, I'm drunk. I got distracted by shiny things. Did you spike my drink?
Where are you taking me, Senefa?
Please, Claridas. I have not been Senefa in years.
Where are we going?
Ah, why did you change your name?
To succeed in the Hippodrome, one must be welcomed by the Greek houses. So, a Greek name.
You abandoned your name? Your home?
Siwa was nothing to me. The Greeks may look down on us, but screw them! I eat and drink well on what I win.
I have no ambition to race at the Hippodrome.
This child.
You? No, never. They cheer for me. Besides, you would need a sponsor, a real chariot.
Pick a different running path, kid. Jesus.
Now, Icarus, he was a true hero. Did you know he won 1,000 races and survived twice as many? See how they loved Icarus?
You have adopted their gods too. Aye.
Our gods never did anything for me. You're lucky I left. If I had stayed, Aya would have been mine.
Bet.
You are drunk and an ass.
You have no idea what I gave up.
Oh, the world is hard.
You always looked down on me in Siwa. Thought you were better.
I never.
Doesn't matter. I have found fame.
At what cost? You gave up your home, your name, your gods. You chose this path.
And it has brought me all the coin and cant I want.
Good lord.
You always wanted glory. It is not what drives all of us.
And all you wanted was Aya and little Bayaks. What made you abandon your dream?
Enough.
Yeah, I've kind of had it with your bullshit attitude. Haha. I whacked him silly.
You alive?
Ooh, hangover.
You are old. Time for me to dunk my head.
The beer hits harder than you.
What in Dionysus' name were you talking to Nikias about last night?
Nikias? Who?
Who?
Don't bullshit me. I saw you. What? You think his father will just welcome you onto the Prasina Green team? You really think you can roll onto the track and win races with no training, no skill? Piss on you.
Maybe I should seek this Nikias out and hear his offer. If you can win Claridas, it can't be that hard.
You might want to pray first. You'll need all the help you can get to survive the Hippodrome.
The gods will watch us race, and decide.
I don't want to race.
You have your gods, I have mine. We'll see who rides out covered in glory. Enough has been said. Let the gods judge you in the hippodrome.
I don't want to race. At least not right now. Okay. Finish this. Give the lady her bust back.
Oh! Κεραυναίων δια, θείον τούτου έστι.
Pit stop at the blacksmith.
Welcome, welcome.
So,
could use that.
I don't know what it considers unnecessary items, but
deal. Yes, all right. Could use that.
Welcome back, Pinoy.
Oh,
Clear the way! Hey, what manner of fool? Get out of my way!
Πού δίναμε. Προς τι τούτο. Πάλι να...
We doing some upgrades. And now I'm broke. Good, I'm glad. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. Good posture is hard, gamers.
Gods guide you, Voyager.
Ma'am, I have your thing.
Medjay, you saved my son. 1,000 thanks and more I owe you.
The bust of Icarus. Now Prasina has a chance in the upcoming games.
You are truly a blessing sent from the gods. We will make an offering to Icarus and the Prasina Green in your name.
There is no need for that. But if you must, make the offering for my son.
No.
I would have loved to have shown him the spectacle of the hippodrome.
We will. Come, Mother. We have to prepare to deal with my brother's funeral.
Yes, of course. At least he's glad that the bust of Icarus was restored.
This one. That's the one I was doing. And then I just need to make it nighttime. Chickens!
I should not be seen in this area.
What if yes? Literally, there's nobody on this boat right now, so I think I'm... My lord. Good morning, Link. Thank you for the scream. First I have to get there, and then I'll change the time of day. Gotcha. Rude. What? You crashed your own boat, guy. That was not my fault. It won't let me change the time of day now. Oh, there we go. Oh, I have to actually, like, hold it longer than that. Okay. Here we go.
Apollodoros.
You there! Are you here to kill me or to be my friend?
Friend. Bike of Siwa.
Ah, then your help, please. You are Aya's Magi, huh?
Any other survivors?
Only Damastis. They took him prisoner.
And the scroll? What of the scroll?
Damastis had it.
That ass Damastis should have destroyed it. Cleopatra owes you much. Can you get to a healer by yourself?
I've killed Eudoros.
Huh? Well done.
He was the Snek, yes?
Man-to-man, Bayek, there is much you have yet to understand.
Man to man, I need an answer.
I must take the measure of you first. Rescue Damastis and recover the scroll. And then I will know if you're the man that Aya claims you to be.
Oh my goodness, everybody testing me. I'm a straight A assassin, okay? Why so many tests?
Where is this Damastis?
He should be on the docks in Canopus Harbor. I can't risk that someone reads the scroll he carries.
This is my boat now. Okay, I see. The whole harbor is a bad place for me to be. I get it.
They will attack on sight here.
You are gonna die, though, so...
Diramon, save me!
Wait a second. Hey!
You don't see me. I'm hiding. Very conveniently, actually.
Hey! Trouble here! Cover me!
On my way. Hang on. The end has come for you.
I'm so super sneaky.
What?
Wait a minute.
Okay, I'll just defeat all of you.
Hey, wait. Die. Die!
Ooh. Blood on the water. We're gonna get you out of here.
Don't forget about me! Get me out of here! Thank you. It was very unpleasant in there. You have killed them all. Bastards, they deserve to die.
I mean, most of them.
Get me to a safe place.
Oh
Then
my
we will
God.
talk.
Not the escort. You fucking piece of garbage. Get out of here. Don't fight things, you stupid. No, you dummy. Oh my God, you're gonna get yourself killed. Why are you going back?
Not escape.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I fucking hate you. You're a dumbass. Yes, he's fucking running into battle.
Shot! Hey! Trouble here!
My Jesus Christ.
I have a shot! I can hit him!
No, you can't, you stupid. This is infuriating.
Alarm!
Escort missions are bad enough, but when they fucking try and fight people on their own.
This is no contest. You should have run when you had the chance.
Hey, now.
Are you alive? Oh my god, you piece of garbage. What are you doing? Killing myself if I didn't have to escort him to safety. I hate escort missions. Where are we going? Where is safety?
I was going to kill all of them. That damn cage was too hard to get out of, is all.
Stupid! Idiot! Ruin everything! Your mic is dented. What did you do?
Apollodorus sent me to help you. Give me the scroll.
Scroll? I do not have any scroll.
Your job was to
Ground him.
carry it.
He's grounded.
I hid it on our ship. I did not want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Oh my god.
Where is this ship?
At the bottom of the lake. They sank
Oh
it.
my god.
Very well. I will get it. Apollodorus is waiting for you at the lighthouse.
I will tell him to find you near the sunken ship.
Damascus, you are a pain in the ass. Taking this boat. Whee! Whee! Going on a trip to find a sunken ship. Just to get a scroll for Apollodorus. Oh my god, the way it's taking forever to open this right now. Hello?
That precious scroll. Neck.
What? Sunken temple. I'll check that out later. The things I do. Stop yelling at me. I'm fine. Excuse me. Whack me in the head of the boat.
Here's your precious papyrus.
Well done, Bayek. I see you are a capable man. Someone I may be able to trust.
Thank you for collecting your star, Moo.
The scroll was meant for the Roman general Pompey in an effort to sway Rome to Cleopatra's side. She will be grateful to you for keeping the communication secret. She is at my estate. We're headed there now.
Do I have to escort you
How
now?
does Aya fit into all this?
Her cousin Phanos informed me that she was a driven woman stalking deadly prey. It so happened that I also had reason to bring down this prey. When Aya was successful, I stepped in to protect her.
We are grateful.
And we are grateful that you have eliminated Eudoros. He was an odious individual.
I should tell you that in addition to Eudoros, I put an end to the Phylakitai of Alexandria, Gennadios.
Gennadios? I am very glad he is dead. But it will cause serious problems for you. The Phylakis are a tightly bound group. And murderers. They will certainly come after you.
So be it. Can I
take
ask why you wanted Eudoros dead?
As you know, Cleopatra's brother, Ptolemy, is too young and pliable to be a strong leader. We believe Eudoros was the force behind Ptolemy, responsible for so many of Egypt's current ills.
Get out of my way!
Literally? What? Okay. Why are you good, bro? We are going to your estate, right?
Here we are. The villa is up ahead.
Can you swim? Oh, we don't have to. Can't see the bottom. Thought it was deeper than this.
You will learn more at the villa.
I get to meet Cleopatra? That's cool.
The Queen enjoys the life of high society. I'm pleased that Aya is bringing some sober substance to Cleopatra's social circle.
Why is she at your
She is
estate?
an extraordinary woman, your wife.
I know.
Bayek, before I can disclose all secrets, Cleopatra must meet and approve of you. She can be particular. Let me give you some advice. When you approach the Queen, bend your knee in deference. Speak only in reply. Yours is not to question, but to answer. Do not be distracted by the festivities. She has a large entourage, and they like to amuse themselves. Sometimes to excess. Speak clearly, in measured tones, and above all, do not meet her gaze.
Damn.
Ready?
I cannot wait.
You got a lot of fucking rules. I don't like rules.
Catch me! Catch me!
Come here, both of you. Yes.
She
I can
caught
assure
me with
you,
her husband.
The sensation is most delightful.
This way.
Oh, don't worry. She doesn't hold a grudge.
Bees? Where is my opium pipe? I will sleep with anyone.
Okay.
As long as they agree to be executed in the morning.
Like Xantivis.
He was well satisfied with his bargain. Who is this toothsome fellow? In
I have all my
mehoto
teeth.
ek nebsheve.
My queen, this is,
Well,
It is a generous offer. But I've already pledged my life to this woman.
She was just there the whole time.
Aya, you have chosen well. Come, we have much to discuss. Celebrate, my friends!
you were meant to kneel.
Like I had an opportunity.
Ah, Pashremta. Meet Aya and Bayek. They put an early end to Eudoros.
Delightful. You are joining our efforts, then?
We do not know what your efforts are.
Eudoros was a member of the Order of Ancients. They are responsible for my exile. They tore me from my throne.
And why should I care about them?
Is she
The
British?
snake has many heads. Those heads make up the Order.
The Snake is the man who killed my son.
It is not so simple.
What are they talking about?
I don't know. They must know something.
The Order of Ancients seeks to control all Egypt. Ptolemy is but their puppet.
Oh no, Asher, someone told you she wasn't in this
We
game?
have informants in each region. But they have been unable to touch the Order.
Across Egypt, mysterious forces work against us. For instance, here, in the Nile Delta, the endless sands swallow up whole villages, yet a malignant human force moves with them. That force is one of the Order of Ancients, called the Scarab.
And over here, in most sacred Giza,
A shadowy figure called a hyena controls all that occurs. What is certain is that Giza is the land of death and loss.
and then there's Memphis.
All is cursed in my land. Even the sacred Apis bull himself. The one called the Lizard has worked a sort of diabolical power.
So the Snake is the Order of Ancients?
Yes. Eudorus was known as the Hippo.
You are right, my love. He was not the last one. All of these are.
When the Order wants something, as in Siwa, it does not hesitate to crush all in its path.
Why is
For
she
Siwa.
British?
Now Fayum. It is the most oppressed region in all of Egypt,
It bothers me for some
where the
reason.
crocodile wields cruel power. The denizens live in constant fear. That is the fate that awaits all Egypt if we fail to stop the Order.
We need decisive action. It is time for assassinations.
Ooh, I can do that.
We still have not found the man who killed Remu. Our son Shed will weep with joy when we clear the map of those figures.
You are my Magi now. Protector of the true Pharaoh of Egypt.
I got a promotion.
So it shall be. Tonight, we drink, celebrate, make love. Tomorrow,
Don't step on the cat. I got promoted. I will troll the targets. Don't you worry. I'll kill them all. I'll kill them all. I'm gonna get them. Bye. It has expanded. Promotion. That'll be my next quest. I'm not gonna do that at the moment. Ranged. What is happening here? Show hidden items. Interesting. Okay. I'm saving up my ability points. Okay. Alright, so that is where we're gonna end it for today. Let us see see who we can raid. Here's that. That. Pick whichever message you can use. Let's see who is on. Let's go raid Yacho game. He's playing DVD. Alright. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I will be back tomorrow at the same time with more working on my reference sheet. So come hang out while I do that tomorrow. Anyway. Let's get going. Bye.